Previously on Mr. Sterling.
Let me part this, Bill.
Well, I know, and I told you that this long-distance thing wasn't going to be easy on us, Angela. I'm not going to let a lobbyist pay for my first meal in Washington, okay?
Okay.
You are...
Barry Reed. I'm a lobbyist.
You get a billionaire in this race, I'm going to destroy him.
Are there any more orange juice, Chuck?
Arthur killed him. I'm sorry, I'm Arthur Payton.
Hi, I'm Jenna.
Jenna Jameson, the porn star? She doesn't do porn anymore.
When would you want me to announce?
Oh, as soon as possible.
You actually think you're going to score points with the chairman after what you put him through last week?
It's nice to meet you, too.
You never offer an amendment to my bills. You always vote for my bills, and you never, ever surprise me.
Instead of cutting Medicare, this amendment would raise income taxes. Only on incomes over $10 million.
Angela, I don't know what to say. Yes, I do understand how you feel. I get it. I don't know, I just hope that we could work it out.
Senator.
Okay.
He's on with his girlfriend.
He knows this is a live feed, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
Why are we doing this?
The rotunda. So it's a 3-minute live shot, so, you know, the longer you talk, the fewer questions he can ask.
Okay.
Now we have to go straight to the Senate floor for 2 back-to-back votes on the EPW authorization. First is for a new federal courthouse in Atlanta. The second is for more money for the 9/11 rebuilding project in Manhattan.
And then we need you to come back to the office at 4:30 for a picture with a Girl Scout troop from San Jose. The U.S. Conference of Mayors, you're right here, is in town, so you got about 35 California mayors looking for FaceTime with you. Now, I figure we can knock most of these mayors off just by going to their reception tonight, but the rest, we're going to have to schedule for some office time. Oh, I also got you those 2 tickets for the Kennedy Center on Saturday night.
I don't need him. Angela's not coming. Just broke up with me.
Yes, Chris, I do support the president on this one. I think that we all realize that Homeland Security is one of our most important issues, and that's why I think that we should approve.
Wet-head's dead, you know.
I just came back from the gym.
Listen, we got to do something about that brush fire on Route 15 the other day.
I think someone called the fire department already.
Most important interstate in California shuts down for 7 hours, and you think it's okay.
The 5 is the most important interstate in California.
Bill, we've got 18,000 cars coming into Vegas from California every day, all of them on the 15. 10 million Californians a year. You leave those people stuck in the desert for 7 hours on a 2-lane interstate, they might start to notice that the federal government's doing a very bad job in getting them where they want to go. Looks like you haven't done much to your office yet.
Well, I haven't really had time to change anything.
You're sleeping in your office?
Just until I get my own place ready. Needs a lot of work.
Oh, I have a guest room. I see Thunderhawk gave you a painting. What'd you have to give him? A vote? Co-sponsor a bill?
Kate,
Oh, good morning, Senator Robertson.
Morning, Jackie.
Senator, Sarah Burwell announced last night in San Diego.
Thank you.
Well, I'll let you guys go back to your campaign. Jackie, you've got to get him to put his own stamp on this place. See you around campus.
Good morning, Senator Sterling's office.
Derek, What are you doing?
Oh, I thought you'd want to move your stuff in your new office, so
Yeah, just leave it on my desk. I'll get it later.
Well, come on, you're never going to have the time. I'll just...
Derek, later.
No problem.
You get the Burwell announcement transcribed yet?
Got it right here. And highlighted.
Senator Sterling's first act as a United States Senator was to raise income taxes. Told ya. How are we going to respond to this?
First of all, he didn't raise taxes. It was just a committee vote. The bill will never get through the House and Senate. Secondly, he voted to raise taxes 1% on incomes over $10 million. And thirdly, he was trying to protect Medicare. And fourthly, how do we respond to this?
Okay, we got to get him in the press briefing room on something else. And just let the press do their job.
I'll get a list of California issues that the Washington press doesn't care anything about.
Senator, there's a George Kelly here to see you. He doesn't have an appointment, but
where is he?
Reception.
So you got my money? Poker game at Lowell House? Still owe me for that.
Yeah, but if I give it to you now, it would look like a bribe.
Man, it's been a long time. You've cleaned up nice? If the campus police could see you now?
People change.
What are you, an investment banker now?
No, I am an economics professor.
Come on, where?
University of Chicago. And I'm also the president's nominee for the Assistant Secretary of the Treasury for International Affairs.
So how do you go from protesting apartheid and taking over the dean's office to running the Treasury of the United States?
That's easy. First, you get your doctorate in economics from Syracuse, then tenure at Chicago, where you meet someone who knows the president.
So that's it, huh?
Well, it doesn't hurt that the president wants a token Republican in his administration.
Oh, come on. A Republican?
Senator. You know how many times I had to hear your I hate politics rant?
Yeah, well, I didn't ask for this. Senator Bailey died. Governor offered me the job the next day. I had to decide immediately. Once in a lifetime, you know?
Yeah, is your father happy?
I don't know. He's having fun with it. Can't stop meddling, though. Now, this is how I did it when I was governor. You gotta say this, gotta say that.
Well, at least you guys are talking to each other.
Yeah. How many do you want?
3. My nomination's been held up for the last 7 months, but I just heard that the Finance Committee's finally going to give me a hearing and a vote this week.
Oh, that's great. So I get to cross-examine you.
Look, Bill, I know that we lost touch after college, but I was still hoping I might be able to get your support.
What do you have?
I got longshoremen's labor negotiations, I got water storage under the Mojave, and a couple of other things.
All right, well, let's see what he likes.
So I'll see you at the hearing?
All right, great.
It's one of my college roommates, George Kelly.
Oh, the guy who's up for treasurer.
That's him.
Would you like to introduce him at the hearing?
Sure, I'd love that.
All right, I'll set that up.
Okay, listen, we've got a couple of issues that you can bring into the press briefing room. The idea is to pick something so boring that the press will ask you about Sarah Burwell right off the bat.
Yeah?
Okay, I got longshoremen's negotiations.
No. I couldn't keep a straight face. Look, I know guys in Long Beach who make $80,000 a year as part-time longshoremen, and they surf all day, every day.
All right, how about water storage under the desert?
Yeah, I like that one.
Like it as in you're in favor of it?
Yeah.
All right, can't do that. What else you got, Tommy?
How about Route 15?
What about Route 15?
Magnetic levitation.
Magnetic what?
Levitation.
Levitation?
Yeah, it's,
You're in favor of levitation.
It's magnetic levitation. It's a process by which...
It's called maglev for short, and it's the latest idea in high-speed rail travel. We think that Route 15 corridor between Las Vegas and Los Angeles would be the perfect use
Senator
for...
Sterling, Sarah Burwell said last night that you don't seem to think Californians are taxed enough.
Oh, I'm glad you asked that question, Laura. I don't think Sarah Burwell is taxed enough. I think anyone making a few $100 million a year can afford another 1% in tax, especially if it means not cutting Medicare or...
Thank you, Senator. That was just what we needed.
I'm serious about maglev.
Oh, we are too. I mean, Senator.
Oh, no, I'm crazy about maglev.
Bill, it really is the long-term answer to all our transportation problems, and it's clean, no exhaust fumes at all. It's the biggest advance since the internal combustion engine. In fact, it may well replace the internal combustion engine. There's this test site in Japan you should see. We should do a Codel there next recess.
Senator.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Codel?
Congressional delegation. It's basically a junket.
I'll be right over. Wilson wants me.
What?
I don't know. I think he just wants me.
Derek sent me looking for you. The Clooney's coffee guy, he's announcing for Senate.
When?
Right now.
I am not here to attack Senator Sterling's positions, and I am not going to be running a negative campaign. I am here to talk about how we can protect our environment, make our schools the best in the country, and create jobs for Californians. Something that I have been doing for 15 years, starting right here with my very first coffee shop.
Mr. Clooney, can you... Well, he's got my vote.
1%? On incomes over $10 million, I can afford that.
Wow.
But seriously.
How are we going to fight this guy?
He's already campaigning against Sarah Burwell.
Yeah, he's smart.
Well, he's going to have to beat Anthony Marino first.
More than their fair share of the tax burden for too long. Thank you.
Mr. Clooney?
Thank you.
Mr. Clooney, first off, what I'd like to know is how are you going to start?
So? Anthony, I gotta tell you, it's better than I expected.
Yeah. So, we go to his left or right?
There's no room on his left, but I don't know how to go right without losing blacks and Latinos, and we have to hold on to them or we're dead.
Oh, come on, Ralph. Clooney's got no minority appeal. The guy makes cappuccinos. What's that got to do with their lives?
Anthony, he's a huge minority employer, good benefits package. He's gonna have happy black faces all over his TV ads talking about what a great guy he is.
We got the churches.
TV beats churches. 20 ads a week versus one mention in a sermon? No contest. And
what?
And he can buy his way into the churches. Look what happened in New Jersey.
This billionaires. I'm telling you, this billionaire thing's out of control. It's completely out of control.
Yeah, they all think they can run now just because, you know, they can. But we'll get the Oppo team going on Clooney right now. We'll have a ton of dirt on him before you even announce your run.
They do all think they can run, don't they?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Then let's fight the billionaire with the billionaire. Yeah.
Kate, thanks for dropping by.
Anytime, Dan.
Please. Just scheduled a confirmation of this week. George Kelly.
The Republican?
President apparently thinks Treasury needs one.
Kind of thought you were sitting on that one, Dan.
Oh, it was. And I think we're ready to vote. Don't you?
I'm sure we are.
Thought you might want some background on him. The FBI and OGE reports are a waste of time. He's a Boy Scout, since college anyway. But he's written some things I thought you might like to read.
Thank you. I will.
No, I don't have any problem with Kelly being a Republican, Kate. We work with Republicans every day, some of our best friends. But the White House doesn't have any idea how to work with them. If those kids in the administration start freelancing deals with Republicans without going through Pete and Roger and me, well...
I understand, Mr. Chairman. I understand.
I know you do, Kate.
Leon needs stamps.
Leon needs what?
Leon?
Postage stamp, Senator. We need 1,000 stamps, $370.
So what, that comes out of my pocket?
Well,
5 minutes left on the vote clock, Senator.
Now, wait a minute. Senators don't have to pay postage. What about the franking privilege?
oh, no, that's true, Senator. You don't need postage for your official mail. You can use the frank for that.
What is the frank, by the way? What is it, a rubber stamp?
It's actually just your signature, sir. We have it printed on all your official stationery already. But in fact, you can sign any envelope, hotel stationery, whatever, up in the upper right-hand corner. Drop it in any mailbox in the country, and it'll get delivered.
Okay. That's the coolest thing I've heard about this job yet.
The problem is you can only use the frank for official business.
So when do I have unofficial business?
Well, last year, Senator, we sent congrats letters to 1,872 4-H winners, 935 high school valedictorians, and we sent out over 13,000 Christmas cards. I write the letters, auto-pen the signatures,
But he does need stamps.
It isn't campaign money.
Yep.
Okay.
You saying what I think you're saying? I can start fundraising.
Yep.
Great.
Doesn't mean that I'm running.
No, doesn't have to.
Just means that...
we need stamps.
Yes.
Come on.
Did you read it?
Yeah, pretty tame stuff. You could make an argument about the Africa references.
Make the argument.
How hard do you want to hit it? So we're going to stop this guy.
Let me know when you have a draft.
Leon, how are we doing on the tax thing?
Not good. Calls and emails running against us big time, maybe 10 to 1.
Derek Lerner.
Excuse me. Derek.
hold on. Yeah,
What are you doing at my desk?
my job.
What's wrong with your desk?
That's the deputy press secretary's desk.
Yeah, you are the deputy press secretary.
I was when you were press secretary, but since you moved up to chief of staff, I figured
Yeah, don't figure. That is still your desk.
We got a problem. Maybe.
Big? Little?
Not sure yet. Worldwide Environmental Alliance put out their watch list for votes this week.
Yeah, since when do we pay any attention to any environmentalists left of the Sierra Club?
Well, since they put George Kelly's confirmation on their watch list.
They want us to vote against?
Yeah.
Why?
Environmental racism? What's that supposed to mean?
I don't know. They didn't give specifics.
This might be no biggie, Senator. I mean, no one takes the Worldwide Environmental Alliance seriously around here anyway.
They tried this in '93 against Winters, and he got confirmed.
Yeah, and Kelly is a moderate Republican chosen by a Democratic president, so he's going to have support from both sides of the aisle going into this hearing.
Should be a unanimous vote.
Still, if it's okay with you, Senator, I want to get Kelly in here right away.
Anthony Marino not going to run?
Doesn't look that way. He knows he can't match Clooney's money. Or yours.
Step into it, Jenna. I'm not running, Ralph.
I heard the Democratic Senate Campaign Committee was recruiting you.
Yeah, Arthur Payton talked to me about it, but there was never... Follow through! Rack it back and follow through.
You don't need the DSCC.
Bend at the knees. Bend at the knees.
You bend at the knees for a change.
Clooney's not tough enough, Chuck. You think coffee's a tough business? You got the country addicted to it. You get to sell 3 cents worth of product for $3. How easy is that?
Eye on the ball.
A telecommunications business, you got to deal with heavy government regulation, complex technologies, global competition, the works. You got to be a shark to survive, huh?
What business? 2 hands, Jenna. 2 hands.
I'm not trying to sell you here, Chuck. I couldn't run your campaign anyway. I got races in Texas, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, Israel, all over. If you decide to do it, I got people I could recommend.
Good, appreciate that.
I do have to warn you about something, though. As a friend.
Yeah?
You win statewide in California, and immediately everybody starts talking about you for president. You'd move to a whole new level of celebrity. You wouldn't even be able to go to a restaurant without dealing with autograph hounds and all that stuff.
Really?
It's one of the things you'd have to be willing to put up with, Chuck. Just, you know, fair warning.
Janet, keep your head down.
Keep my head down?
Couldn't find anything on Nexus. If Kelly ever said anything racist, the press doesn't have it.
Excuse me, Senator.
Yeah, Derek, what's up?
It's about my job title.
Yeah?
Since you promoted Jackie, it leaves the press secretary slot open.
Yeah, I guess it does. Why, you want it?
Very much, sir.
No problem.
Senator, here's today's updated schedule and phone messages.
Thanks, Pat.
George Kelly's in there.
Oh, great.
Hey, Bill. This is my wife, Amy.
Real pleasure to meet you, Senator.
Oh, please call me Bill, and congratulations.
It's twins.
Thanks, Jack.
Oh, that's so great. You must be so happy.
And a little overwhelmed. You know, 2 at once, and we don't even know how to handle one.
So, do you know,
Yeah, boy and a girl.
Wow. It's a perfect family, huh?
We're just hoping for healthy babies. That's all that matters to us now. Is that your wife?
Oh, no.
Bill has always had commitment issues.
Oh, come on. No, I don't.
She looks like a very nice girlfriend. What's her name?
Angela. So, hey, you met Jackie, right?
Yes.
Yes.
This is Tommy Doyle, our legislative director and father of 3. So if you need any advice, we'll give you his direct line.
Just don't call me in the middle of the night.
Right.
Listen, George, something's come up. It's probably nothing, but the Worldwide Environmental Alliance has put your confirmation on their watch list.
I don't know what that means, but it doesn't sound good.
They want you to vote against George?
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that anyone will, so don't let it upset you.
Why don't they like George?
They've never met a Republican that they can stand, so let's just not take it too seriously.
What are they saying about him?
Nothing specific. It's just, they use very harsh language.
Like?
Environmental racism.
Racism?
I know, it's crazy, and we may be overreacting here, but we just don't want to get surprised in the hearing.
You think George has said something racist? You think he's done something racist?
No, I don't, Amy. I know he hasn't. I just... Can you think of anything that you might have said in a lecture or an article or a book that could possibly be interpreted as what they're talking about?
Gee, I can't think of a thing. I really can't.
Well, I wouldn't over-worry this thing. They're a fringe group. Nobody listens to them.
You did. That's why we're here, isn't it? That's why we're meeting, right? To see if George is a racist?
Good sign, no one's here.
Yeah, just another routine confirmation hearing that no one wants to attend.
We hope.
Here's today's updated schedule. You might want to brace yourself for the last item.
Dinner with Barry Reed. Is this a joke?
We need to do some fundraising.
This committee will come to order. Senator Sterling.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. It is a pleasure and an honor to introduce George Kelly, who, as you know, is a distinguished economist, but I know as a loving husband and an expectant father of twins and a friend.
So you and Mr. Kelly attended college together?
We did, Mr. Chairman.
I understand you two were roommates.
Our freshman year. We haven't seen each other much since then, but we've been catching up fast in the last couple of days.
Well, that's nice. Looks like you have one vote wrapped up already. Do you have an opening statement, Mr. Kelly?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is an honor that I never could have expected. To be chosen by the President
Get the word out to the press.
to assist in the development of our nation's international economic policy. As you know, one of the administration's top priorities in this area...
I wish you'd told me he's a friend of Sterling.
...underdeveloped countries.
Oh.
And in my first book...
Does it matter?
...Infrastructure Development in Underdeveloped Countries, I advanced the theory that market forces cannot be relied on in UDCs to direct the economy toward greater productive
Mr.
capacity.
Kelly, we have some votes coming up soon on the Senate floor, so in the interest of time, you would mind submitting your opening statement for the record?
Do you mean...
We just include it in the transcript as if it was read, and we can proceed straight to questions. If you don't mind.
Oh, no, certainly, Mr. Chairman.
Good. Senator Sterling, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. George, or Professor Kelly, what do you think would be the most effective way for us to contribute to the development of underdeveloped countries?
Well, Senator, I wrote my doctoral thesis on this subject and have devoted my career to it, so being brief is not going to be easy for me. But let me just begin by saying that...
GM, we just got this fax from the chairman of the Senate Finance Committee.
Senator Wilson?
Well, yeah, from his chief of staff, yeah.
What is this?
It's a paper that's written by the guy that Sterling is supporting for Assistant Secretary of the Treasury.
So?
Just read. Frank, we got to schedule a press conference right away.
So not only do I think that there is a moral imperative for the richest country in the world to take the lead on economic assistance to UDCs, I would argue...
Question time is up. Senator Sterling, Senator Robertson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Professor Kelly, you've written, and I'm quoting here, the third world, Africa in particular, is underpolluted. Do you think Africa should be more polluted?
Senator Robertson, I don't recall having written that. And I haven't used the phrase third world in years, so...
But when you say Africa is underpolluted...
Mr. Chairman, we don't know that the witness ever said that. Could Senator Robertson please be directed to reveal...
Senator, this is not a courtroom, and I'm not a judge. Senators may use their question time as they please.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to enter in the record this 28-page paper written by George Kelly for a graduate course in macroeconomic theory at the University of Chicago.
Okay, is there a date on it?
Please, Senator Sterling.
I'll ask you again, Professor, do you think that Africa could use some more pollution?
Senator, what I think I remember I wrote in that paper 14 years ago is that in comparison to other developed nations, African countries are not as polluted.
So they could use more pollution, right?
Concentrating polluting industries there would, I believe, be more conducive to economic growth than by trying to reduce emissions in developed nations.
Oh, so now you're saying increase pollution there and here.
No, those other industries, the polluting ones, it makes more economic sense for them to relocate.
To Africa.
If you could relocate them, it is possible Africa could benefit.
Oh, so we'd be doing them a favor by giving them more pollution.
Senator, that paper was written for a theory course, and everything in it is highly theoretical.
What does the term environmental racism mean to you?
It is the idea that...
Oh, it's just an idea. It's not a real thing.
Mr. Chairman, can the witness be given the chance to finish his answers?
I can understand how you would want to defend your friend, Senator Sterling, but this is Senator Robertson's 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have no more questions.
He's not a racist.
I didn't know he was your friend.
I have no questions.
Sorry, this is nothing personal.
Professor Kelly? That will conclude the derogatory...
Mr. Chairman, can I have another round of questions, please?
Of course, Senator.
Professor Kelly, what is environmental racism?
An environmental policy choice that is harmful to minorities.
And that paper that you wrote in grad school, did you support anything like that?
No, Senator. Never have, and I never would.
And although I would always prefer to give the benefit of the doubt to the president's nominees, I regret to announce that I am unable to give my consent to the nomination of George Kelly for the Assistant Secretary of the Treasury.
Senator Robertson.
Oh, and I have copies of Professor Kelly's paper for anyone who needs one.
Senator Robertson.
Leon, Robertson just announced she's voting against Kelly. Get it to Tommy.
It's on its way.
What I was saying, Senator, was that in certain parts of Africa, with extreme poverty and a life expectancy of only 37 years, some industrialization would dramatically improve living standards and increase life expectancies, just as it did here.
So that paper that you wrote was concerned with trying to improve the lives of poverty-stricken people?
Yes, Senator.
Time's up, Senator Sterling. Thank you, Professor Kelly. This hearing is now adjourned. The committee will vote on your nomination tomorrow.
Mr. Clooney, Mr. Clooney.
Look, I don't want to make this a Clooney versus Sterling thing. I would be opposed to this nomination even if I wasn't running for Senate. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Can you believe this guy? Afraid to throw a punch at Sterling?
Think I should get out there on this Kelly thing?
No. It'd make Chuck Stanley think you're running. Your father should say something, though. If he has a press conference, there's bound to be a question.
Yeah, Jimmy, schedule a press conference for the governor for this afternoon about agricultural water supply.
We need to get a committee vote count.
And I'll call the members LDs.
Senator, where are you going? We need to...
Start another fundraiser in Reno. You know, Bill, we're very traditional here. We still do old-fashioned stuff like knock, sometimes even call ahead. Thanks, Lee.
Okay. George Kelly's not a racist.
Look, Bill.
How could you do something like that? How could you say those things? His wife sitting right in front of you. The man has dedicated his life to the betterment...
I was just asking some questions.
Oh, no, you weren't. You came there to destroy him, plain and simple.
Wilson sat on this nomination for 7 months. Do you think he would have scheduled it if he didn't have the votes to kill it?
So this is because I messed up Wilson's technical corrections?
Well, I'm sure the revenge was an added pleasure for him, but no. This is about Wilson trying to teach the president a lesson. This game's being played way over your head.
Is that what this is to you? It's a game? Ruining somebody's career is a game?
Look, Bill, I'm sorry. I didn't know he was your friend. Wilson didn't give me his background file, just the paper he wrote. Wilson doesn't like to get out front on controversial things, so he gave me the job.
You decided to do it.
Before I even knew what it was.
Good soldier, huh? I hope you're very proud of yourself.
Well, this one's not going to end up in the memoirs.
George Kelly is the best person for this job. If you'd stayed and listened to him and let the press listen to him instead of leading them off somewhere for your press conference...
Hey, Chairman of Finance wants me to do something, I do it. That's how I'm going to inch my way to power around here.
Is that all it is for you? Power? Any way you can get it?
Oh, don't try to tell me you're not here for the power. We all saw what you did on your first day here. Bigger power grab than any of us ever dreamed of. Getting yourself on finance and appropriations on day one after getting appointed to the Senate. Appointed! You don't have time to hear about how hard it was to become the first female senator from Nevada. But you know how long it took me to get on finance? 4 years. 4 years of begging. Wilson wouldn't even take my calls the first 2 years. Never had a woman on finance before. So yeah, he tests me. I know that. Wants to see how tough I am. I have to show him how tough I am, because that's how I'm going to get in the room.
Get in the room.
Yeah. You have any issues you really care about? How about, I don't know, 40 million Americans without health care coverage? When we finally figure that one out, you know where the final package is going to get put together? In Wilson's office. And I want to be in that room. I want to make that a better bill than it would have been if I hadn't been in that room.
Justify anything that way, can't you?
Oh, everyone in that room will have done lots of things they're not proud of to get there. But in that room, on that day, they're going to get to do something great. Something for the memoirs.
$4,000 each.
All right, well, how many people are going to be here?
Barry Reed is bringing 3 of his partners.
$16,000 to have dinner with me?
It's worth every penny to these lobbyists.
I've known Barry Reed for 5 minutes. I don't know what to talk to him or his partners about.
Don't worry, you don't have to say a word to lobbyists. They'll just keep pushing their clients' causes on you all night. Just keep eating and try to pretend you're listening.
Hey, my favorite senator.
Do you mean anything you say?
How you doing, Jackie?
Hi, Barry.
Hey, Bill. Can I call you Bill?
No.
Okay.
Hi, Jackie.
I'm so glad to hear that you're going to support the LA Vegas maglev project. I represent Maglev for America. It's a consortium of companies that are developing maglev technology.
Good.
Excuse me, I'll see you guys inside.
Sure. Environmentalists love maglev.
Good.
Look, Senator, before I throw you in there to swim with the sharks, I just, I want to give the heads up on something.
Yeah.
I heard the Sierra Club has decided to come out against George Kelly's nomination, and you know, they're not a fringe group. They've got a lot of clout.
When are they going to announce it?
In the morning, and it's going to be on their scorecard.
What does that mean?
It means it's going to be one of 15 to 20 Senate votes they use this year to score how good an environmentalist you are. So, it's all over. I'm sure Jackie gave you the old live to fight another day speech, so let's eat. Senator, I want you to meet one of my partners.
Very nice. Oh, nice to meet you, Tim.
Over here, we've got...
Good morning, Senator Sterling's office. Please hold. Good morning, Senator Sterling's office. Please hold.
See the post this morning? Sierra Club came out against Kelly.
Yeah.
So, you gonna tell him?
Am I gonna tell him what?
That there's no way he can survive politically in California if he votes for Kelly. That Kelly isn't gonna get confirmed no matter how he votes. So he shouldn't fall on his sword for this one because, friend or foe, he has to vote against him.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stay out of this one, Tommy.
What are you talking about, stay out of this? It's your job to tell him the politics of this thing.
I hate the politics of this thing.
Please hold. Thank you. Good morning, Senator Sterling's office. Please hold. Good morning, Senator Sterling's office.
What do you got? What do you got?
Thanks,
I'll have exact numbers for you in about 10 minutes, but it's running 2-to-1 against Kelly on the phone, worse in emails, and the state office is 3-to-1 against phone and email.
Derek, I am not going to tell you again.
The senator promoted me.
You went around me?
I wouldn't put it that way. I just...
Get back to your desk, Derek.
Look, Jackie, the senator did promote me.
What did he say? Exactly.
I told him that I wanted to move up to press secretary, and he said no problem.
And that's all that he said? No problem?
His exact words were no problem.
That's because he didn't know that there was a problem.
What's the problem?
I'm going to go tell the senator first. And when I get back, you better be at your desk or you're gone. Here. You take over.
Take over what?
You see your office budgets. Here's your budget for your Washington office. This is for the Los Angeles office, your San Francisco office, San Diego office, and Fresno office.
Okay, look,
No, it's all there. Your payroll, your travel supplies.
I don't know how to manage a budget like this.
How much were you planning on paying your new press secretary?
I don't know.
Well, you might notice that we are already $35,000 over budget on staff travel this year. It's nobody's fault. These things happen, but someone's got to fix it. Now, if I were in charge of the budget, I would be freezing payroll, which means freezing promotions.
What about your promotion?
I took the promotion. I didn't take the salary increase.
Okay, Jackie, look, you are in charge. You know that. What's the matter?
Nothing.
Nothing? Come on, aren't you going to give me the live to fight another day speech?
No, I'm not. Look, he's your friend. I can't tell you what to do in a situation like this.
Okay, well, what would you do?
Doesn't matter.
Well, it matters to me.
Let's not do this.
Jackie, he's not a racist.
If you say so.
Come on, you read that paper that he wrote?
I don't know who the racists are anymore. You know, they don't make it that simple for me. They don't come up to me and call me names anymore.
Jackie, I know this guy.
And I know you. So what you tell me, it's good enough for me. But it's not good enough for them. Not for the voters that you represent. I mean, this vote, it's not about the truth anymore. It's not about fairness anymore. This vote is a message. And you vote for Kelly, and you're telling some teenager in South Central that you're a racist. And that kid's gonna think that for the rest of his life. You can never know how much I hate this.
No.
I guess we should get going. Pat, we're going to finance.
Derek!
Yes, sir.
Jackie's in charge here, got it?
Yes, sir.
If you try to go around her on anything, I will kill you and then I will fire you!
Yes, sir.
Kelly hasn't lost any Republicans yet, but the Dems, you know.
Yeah, we know. George, how you doing?
Good, I'm good. Is there a place we can talk?
Yeah.
Okay. So, not exactly what I expected. I feel a little naive.
Yeah, I do too.
Listen, I don't have to tell you how much I appreciate everything that you've done. I know it's been tough.
How's Amy doing?
She went back to Chicago. You know, the whole thing with the TV and the newspapers and people calling the room, it was all just sort of getting to her. And, you know, with the pregnancy and all.
Oh, I can imagine, but you got really lucky there. You know?
Yeah, I know. I feel like I'm gonna need a little more luck. Listen, I know that I've got the Republicans and I've got you, so I just need one other vote. Can you get me in to meet with Senator Robertson?
George, I already talked with her.
Bill, I know in my gut, if I can just talk to her one-on-one, I can turn her around. I mean, you know me. You know that I'm not any kind of a racist. But if I can just meet with her, I know I can change her mind.
You're not going to turn her around,
She
George.
read one college paper I wrote. I have reams of articles.
She doesn't care who you are.
All right, what about Grayson, Antonelli? I just need one other vote.
No, you need two.
Who did I miss?
Me. can't vote to confirm you.
You're gonna vote against me?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I understand.
No, I don't think that you do understand.
At a certain point, you gotta think of yourself. So.
George, if I was thinking of myself, I would vote for you. I mean, you're my friend. Yeah, it's been a billion years, but you're still my friend. George, look, this thing started as a power game between the president and the chairman, and the game is over. They destroyed you. And if we could somehow turn this around, you couldn't do the job. You couldn't be effective. They would attack you every day. The press, special interest groups, politicians trying to take a swipe at the president. They would never allow you to do your job. The lie would never die. And the good things that you went there to do, you wouldn't get to do. Like, I'm sorry. Truly.
Just wanted my chance, you know. Make a difference. Save the world.
I know.
Meeting will come to order. We're here to vote on the President's nomination of George D. Kelly to be Assistant Secretary of the Treasury for International Affairs. I see a quorum as present, and those absent members, having given the chair their proxies, we're ready to vote. Mr. Grayson?
No.
Mr. Grayson, no. Mr. Minute?
No.
Mr. Minute, no. Mr. Belton, no by proxy. Mr. Anderson?
No.
Mr. Anderson, no. Mr. Eaton, no by proxy. Mr. Antonelli, no by proxy. Ms. Robertson?
No.
Ms. Robertson, no. Mr. Sterling? Mr. Sterling?
No.
Mr. Sterling, no. Mr. Lane?
Sunday, an NBC movie event. They were just married, but one by one, they're being killed.
Neither one is wearing a wedding band. Taking the rings could be his signature. He's gonna kill again.
Now the hunt begins.
They were both shot at close range.
For the honeymoon killer.
I know who you are, and I know what you did.
From the best-selling novel by James Patterson.
Oh, God.
Tracy Pollan. First to Die, NBC Sunday at an early time, 8/7 Central.